Hi, my name is Christina Otero. I'm here with Emma Kane and Amanda Rinker to discuss our findings on how reduced social interaction affects college students' anxiety and depression levels. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak last spring, the US started to take precautions for everyone's safety. One of those precautions being all schools switching from in person learning in the classroom to remote learning online. Although this has tampered with the sense of community that comes with going to school in person. With that sense of community and social interaction taken away, this can increase one's levels of anxiety and depression, especially when you add in the added stress of needing to adapt to a new way of learning away from the classroom. But not all college students are the same. Some are participating in remote learning on their college campus in their dorm room, while others are participating in remote learning at home. Our study aimed to understand how living environment affects depression and anxiety while participating in remote learning. Our hypothesis states living in campus during online learning will result in higher anxiety and depression levels in college students. Our participants consisted of 29 undergraduate Westfield State University students, 20 students living off campus, and 9 students living on campus. There were 3 surveys used in this study. The first one being the demographic survey created by our researchers, the second one being the Beck's Depression Inventory, or BDI, a self report survey that indicates the severity of depressive symptoms. The last survey being the Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale, or HAM-A, which is also a self report survey that indicates the intensity of anxiety symptoms. During the procedure of this study, students were asked by their professors if they would like to participate in our study. Students who agreed to participate were asked via email to fill out our demographic survey and consent form. Students were then asked to fill out the Beck's Depression Inventory and the Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale. Once the depression and anxiety scores were collected, they were compared and analyzed in correspondence to the participants' living situation and their employment status.
After processing the data, it was revealed that students' living environment had no significant effect on anxiety or depression levels, as shown in Figure 1. Each set of bars represents students' living environment, such as living off campus alone, off campus with roommates, off campus with parents, on campus with roommates, and on campus alone. When employment status was analyzed, it was found that anxiety and depression levels were also not significant, as shown in Figure 2. Each set of bars represents students' employment status, such as no, but looking for a job, no, not looking for a job, yes, full-time, 40 hours a week or more, and yes, part-time, 20 hours a week or less. On both graphs, the dark blue bars represent students' anxiety scores from the Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale, and the light blue bars represent students' depression scores from the Beck Depression
The
Inventory.
research performed by our group aims to reveal a connection between a college student's living environment, the amount of social interaction they partake in, and changes to their depression and anxiety symptoms. This was all done during the COVID-19 pandemic, in which we thought social interaction would be reduced. Another variable that was analyzed is employment status of the students, as this was identified as a possible confounding variable that may affect depression and anxiety symptoms. Results of this study showed that reduced social interaction influenced by living environment and employment status did not have a significant effect on levels of anxiety and depression symptoms. This was concluded using scores from the Beck Depression Inventory and Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale. The sample size used in this report was rather small, complicated by an issue with receiving informed consent due to the setup of the questionnaire. Repeat studies would benefit from a larger sample size that more accurately represents the population, as well as a program that is easier for participants to use, as this would avoid issues receiving consent documentation. Further research may benefit from analyzing this switch to online learning, as well as coping mechanism used by students during the COVID-19 pandemic, as this may also affect anxiety and depression symptoms. Our group would like to acknowledge Dr. Princey Manella and our peers for helping us through the process of formulating and conducting this research study. We would also like to thank the Westfield IRB and the participants of our study for making this possible. Thank you!